possible. Good morning and welcome to MightyOxTrading. Happy Friday. Hope everyone's had a great night or ready for a great day. Let's look at the markets overnight. Not a lot of movement it looks like here. Looks like our low was right before Europe opened, 63.69. Look, we had our high was recently 63.89. I can do that math. That's 20 points. NQ high 582, low 503. Wow, 79 points. Very tight range for an overnight recently. Could be a slow, choppy day. Morning, Crypticon. How are you? Kappa? Only about 60 ticks. Ultra Bond, oop, dipping. What about half a point? Good morning, Mr. G. Sorry to hear you've been under the weather. Hope you feel better soon. Gold last night hit an all-time high. New all-time high, 35.34. Came back down. Quite the range there on gold. Like 65 points. Crude oil, about 130 ticks in range. Natural gas coming down. Bitcoin is hanging at 116.6. That's where we sit standing, whatever body posture you're choosing to take today. See NQ kind of trying to dip here, but right now the indices are kind of dead. Less than a 5 ATR. We have, I don't think, any news today. Start spreading the news. Let me look. Nothing besides Canadian unemployment rate at 8:30. Fed speaker at 10:20. That's it. No news. There's a dip, though. Quick dip down. Oh, it's only 3 points. Looked bigger than it was. That's what she says. Yeah, we always need to expect Trump stuff. Dog days of summer down there. Dog days of summer. Who let the dogs out? Woof, 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 woof. A nice move down here on NQ. Gold kind of sitting there. I don't watch movies usually. Not, not. I mean, I haven't been to a movie theater since 1998, and I don't watch much movies at all, even at home. Probably Field of Dreams. The Mighty Ducks. No, I can't say can't say I ever watched the Mighty Ducks. Oh, I love Bad News Bears. That was a good one. I think they actually made a couple of Bad News Bears movies, if I remember right. It's been a long time since I've seen that. Still falling here. I don't see anything that really sparked this move down. I want to say they did, but I need to look. Now I'll have to look that up. Let me see. I might be remembering wrong. Maybe was only one. No wait, yeah. Apparently they remade the Bad News Bears in 2005 with Billy Bob Thornton. I didn't realize that, but yeah, you're right. There was only one original one. I'm not sure why I thought there was a second one. No, I was right. Here we go. Yeah, there was a second one. The Bad News Bears and Breaking Training. A year later from the end of the first one. Oh, that's awesome, Crypt. You're welcome, G. Never watched that movie, but maybe I will sometime, Crypt. Gold coming up, and NQ still coming down. Going downtown. Right there, we're green there. We're hitting the trip from the Voyagers. Oh, I need to fix that. Hey, hold on. Okay, possible bounce area here. CBR, how you doing today? Hey, Czar, how you doing? Quite the move down. G, is all the repairs done on your house? Is all the yeah, easy for me to say. Are all your home repairs now done with your roof and all? Oh. A bit longer for that. Oh, okay. So far, it's been a pretty quiet hurricane season. I do not have VWAP on. I mean, I can add it if you would like me to add VWAP. Or if you just need me to verify something, I can add it quick. On the daily, let me look. Oh, uh, I have VWAP at 23,540. Does that sound right? Now on the 2 minute chart, I have it at five. Wait, yeah, 554. So that seems closer. I should. So, oops. RSI is one of the lowest numbers I've ever seen it right now, 0.27. Overnight low is 503. We're about 24 points away from that. This was not news driven. I didn't see any news headline. I'm not sure what the heck's going on here. Gold moving up nicely. That's a beautiful pop on that blue candle there. Showing signs of life with this blue candle. Still got a little over a minute on it though. "15 seconds on this candle." Says 3 of the 4 setups I look for right here. Long.
Order submitted.
Shooting this for, we're in at 531. We're shooting for 540, which is the EMA, the 9 EMA. Should have made it 539. I actually got a good entry. It dipped right as I was about to enter. So I should have been in at 533, and I got in at 531 instead. So I got 2 extra points there possibly. But it's struggling. Darn it. Was trying to pop there for a minute. It's getting beaten back down again. It's running into the EMA on the 1-minute chart, but I can't look at every EMA because I'll never enter a trade. There it goes. Come on. Ah, popped up to 35 and then back down again. Try it again. Oh, really, CBR? What did it say? Huh? All right, John. Good luck on your golf. And awesome on the payout. Golf and a payout. That's a good Friday. There we go. There we go. Come on. Maybe I should have taken it there. Struggling at 36. Come on. There's 37.
Order filled.
Target hit. Boom. We got 31 to 39 quarter. So 8.25 points. First trade of the day. Hey, Ron. Good to see you. Huh. That's interesting. I guess, I mean, it is the relative strength index. That's an uh, interesting perspective. I've started leaning heavily on the RSI. There's I have 4 setups now, and the RSI is one of them. Yep, but no 8:30 news today. Well, I lie. Canadian unemployment rate. But I don't think that's going to move the market. Wow, I got a little lucky there. Well, not lucky. Got up to 42, but came right back down here. Yeah, and I use a slightly different version. I have no idea what's different about it versus the regular RSI. I use the ultimate RSI from Luxalgo. I have no idea how it differs from the regular RSI, but I like it. Oh, I'm glad you got paid. Did they say any reason for the delay or? Yeah, I don't know about TikTok. I did an interview with their CFO. I've talked to their CEO multiple times in the past. I like them as people. I just don't know about the company. I mean, I still promote them, but I just don't know. I mean, they were once in my top 10. They fell out of my top 10. Sorry to hear that, G. Look at gold running here, getting back up to 3,500. So you see NQ pulled back to 530, but it's trying again here. Look at the little green candle from Pasadena there. That's now a blue candle. It's got 90 seconds on that candle, so it's got some time. I'd love to see that get back above that 9 EMA. Gets back above the 9 EMA, that would be one, two, three of my four setups in one. Hey Jay, what do you say? Why do I always do that with you? Yeah, I started off the win, so it's starting off as a nice Friday. I ate my dozen eggs this morning, so I feel good. Kind of just hemming and hawing here now. Reminder that the take profit trader deal with the eval refund on your first payout, that ends Sunday night. Sideways here a bit now. Looking for a pop. Gold continues up. It's lost its oomph again now. What kind of oomph was? You know, my RSI goes all the way down to 0, and at the low of this move, it was at 0.27. Yeah, I'm using the 2-minute. Purple candle, but I ignore purple candles when we're this slow on the RSIs. Possible bounce play here. Dipped and then came right back up. Got down to 518, back up to 527. The blue candle on the 1. I'd like to see the 2-minute get above the 9 EMA though. It's like right there, but not above it. Took the long. Not shooting for a lot here. I want like 5 points. I'll be greedy and ask for 7. Let's call it in the middle and go for 6. Actually, 5.5.
Order.
Boom, target hit. 533 to 538.5 for 5.5 points. 2 for 2 in the morning. You see my gray line forming there. That means the RSI and the signal line have separated by more than 25. I use that as an indicator that I might want to get out and it could reverse. Thank you, G. I spent 6 hours studying charts last night. Now I'm watching for this to pull back. You can see it's come back just a tad. And then, I mean, my thought is it wants to head up to that 100 EMA that's sitting at 556, which would be 20 points from here. But with as hard as it came down, I was not going to try and play for that, big 20-point move there. I'll rather just get back in if it gives me an opportunity to. Gold's pulled back here. Gave me a great entry there, but I didn't take it. I hadn't studied gold last night. I have it on the agenda. I'd like to trade NQ and gold. I think that would be my most successful pairing of 2 to trade. I like having 2 just, if one's just being absolutely doing nothing. Looks like it wants to go up. Another blue candle here, but still getting that. The RSI is still separating. I don't know. a little less than 45 minutes till the bell. Little pullback there. Blue candle. Touching the 9. I'm interested. There's that gray line again. Did not take this trade. We'll see if that was a mistake or not. It's definitely kind of hemming and hawing here. Ugh. Since I'm not, oh wow, gold is really pulled back. So I'm not in this trade. Let me put some allulose in my tea. Well, did pop. I could have got 5. We'll put that in the memory bank for next time. That is a white line there, so I'm watching for a pullback. White lines. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, this would have been a nice trade, actually. Sorry, CBR. Yummy, yummy green tea. Green tea on board. Morning, JC. How are you? And there's that pullback I said. Purple candle. This one's going to test me. Purple candle after gray line says take short. Let's see if it would go 5. I didn't take it. Trading so far is good today. 2 for 2. For about 13.5 points total. A purple candle gave me two separate signals there, the gray line and the fact that we're, had that red background, which means it hit the Bollinger. So, but I did not take it simply because I feel like it wants to continue heading up, but we'll see if it would have gave me 5 points. Well, I've had several bad days in a row, JC, so I only have like one funded active right now on the copier. I still have all my fundeds. I haven't lost any or anything like that. But last night I spent 6 hours studying and marking my charts. And so I have a whole bunch of evals on the copier, and I have my Bull and Ox funded on the copier. The Bull and Ox started about 1,000 in total drawdown, so I'm trying to get that back to break even, and then I'll start working on the fundeds again. I found out that I have four I don't want to say setups, but four triggers, I guess you could say, and over an 8-hour period, I get anywhere between 50 and 60 signals, and if I would just take them all, it averages about a 68% win rate. So I just gotta. The goal now is to take the setups when they appear, but also I gotta watch out for ones that might fake me out that I should not take. Oh crap! I totally forgot about that rule. Well, I'll get it off the. Well, I'll just make it the leader. If I make it, I think it'd be okay if I make it the leader. Totally forgot about that rule. But I'm red on it right now, so I'll get it off of there. That's a stupid rule. That would have given, by the way, and I did not take that signal with the gray line and the purple, but it would have given me 5. Oh yeah, the other thing I found when I was studying for 6 hours last night was that I should go for smaller chunks instead of bigger chunks, using the ATR as a guide. So if like the ATR is between like say 7 and 10, I should just go for like I shouldn't say that. If the ATR is between 5 and 7, I should go for 5 points. If the ATR is between 7 and 10, I should go for 7.5. If the ATR is between 10 and 15, I should go for 10. If the ATR is above 15, I should go for 15, etc. Hey RJ, how you doing? I think that was one of the ways I was getting into problems is that I was constantly starting to try and go for 20-point trades, and it just was, a lot of times they weren't there, and I would, I would close the trade for a profit, but it'd be a small profit anyway, and less profit than I would have got if I just had a smaller target to start with. But yeah, so I did not follow my signal here, even though I had two different setups, and you can see if I've been going for 5 to 7 points here, and this would have the entry with there would have been about 535, and it got down to 529, so I could have got 5 there. It looks like it might still want to continue dropping. There's a purple candle here. It depends on the signal candle, and it depends on the ATR. It can be better than 1 to 1, but or it can be even a little worse than 1 to 1. I try to get at least 1 to 1, but it just can depend trade for trade. The other thing, and I haven't done it today yet, but the other thing that I want to do is the other issue I was having, or I am having, if I'm using different targets, different stop, different with different stops based on the ATR. One trade after the bell when the ATR goes up to 15 could wipe out 2 or 3 good trades from before the bell when the ATR is only say 7 or 10. So if the ATR is under 7.5, 7.5 and under, where I'm shooting for 7.5 and under, I should enter with 2 contracts. The ATR is between 7.5 and 15. I should enter with one contract. And if the ATR is over 15, where it looks like I'm gonna have a stop that's more than 15 points, I should only use 5 micros. What would differ for every time frame CBR? We're choppy here. And we're just about top of the hour. Um, I don't know. I did not study Asia, but I mean the setups work the same. Whether or not the whole deciding targets based on ATR would work the same, I can't say. I do plan on looking at that. If you saw the way I marked my chart, the uh, probably look like hieroglyphics. But here, I'll take a screenshot and see if I can. Let's see here. Can't do that. What did I miss? That's a nice pop. Unfortunately, it did not give me any signal that I wanted, but that's a very nice pop. That was a top of the hour pop. I haven't. I should do that. I mean, NQ has a. I mean, NQ here. TradingView has a full replay option that you can do that with and set the. You can keep pausing it or whatever or whatnot, or you can have it go slow enough to try and be like decisions and while it's going. But it's finding time to do everything is tough. So let me see here. So real quick. I see the red shaded area there. That was actually kind of a signal. And you can see it would have worked big time. The four signals I'm looking for, there are I shouldn't just call them signals because I don't there's not I don't blindly take them. Oh, sorry to hear that, RJ. So let me find the trading view chart. There we go. So first thing I'm looking at, or not first thing, but these gray shaded areas often indicate a reversal. So if I see like a purple candle or a red candle after a gray shaded area, I'm looking at that. That's one play, put it that way. Second one is these red or green backgrounds. You can see here had the green background, green, 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 and then that means it's hitting Bollinger Bands. The bright green is three standard deviations. The darker green is just two. You see, that's why I was confident to take this blue candle there. This had a second setup because the RSI. This is another one I'm looking at, is here. If this is red, especially if the signal line is also below the 20, or if it's green up here and above the 80. That's another setup. And of course, the other setup is just my general, like this one here, the blue candle of just above the 9 or the purple candle below the 9 and touching the 9. That's my wick trend. So you can see here how this worked here. Beautiful purple candle after not only was it touching the Bollinger Band, but it was also a gray candle. That's why it's that weird, ugly shade of whatever. Here, you can see gray candle. We got the bounce. Gray candle. First purple candle after was also in the red, down. Gray candle here. Little tiny candle here, and then this led to that. Blue candle above the 9. This one would have faked me out. We hit a third Bollinger Band here with this purple, came down, ended up not going, bounced back up, and then the second one would have actually led to a 5-point win if I held through. And we back up, nothing here. We had this gray, but we did not get another blue or green candle until here. Here is, like I said, we had both the red down here and my, was hitting the Bollinger, which led me to take that 8-point trade. And here, now here's the one I should have taken for 5, because it gave me two different signals here. And then here it gave me one signal. It was actually, the RSI was a little bit extended, but not enough to give me a gray, and would have led me to that beautiful 10-point trade. But I wouldn't have taken 10 points there. I don't think. What's my ATR there? ATR is closer to 10. Would have either been 7.5 or 10 points there. So that's what I'm looking at. Those 4 things. Those 4 setups. And if I get more than one, if I get more than one on one candle, that's even better. The 2 challenges that I face is being blind to my setups at times, which is what I talk about, especially in trends. We've talked about that last couple of days. Hello, Amelia. How are you? And misrecognizing the setup. Recognizing an invalid setup is valid. So, and that's what you're saying there, JC, with not seeing the right side of the chart. And yeah, I do need to practice more with that. But I just did the whole charting last night with the Sings because I wanted to get more confident in the fact that what I am, the ideas of my setups do work. I needed to see that, and I needed to see stats on it, because if I don't see stats on it, then I don't know that it's. I don't have the confidence isn't there. I start telling myself that I have a bias that maybe this is that I think it's working better than it is. And especially if I take a loss on a setup, which of course losses are going to happen on every setup, and then I start doubting it. So I got to constantly see that that taking the valid setups work overall. Well, and most of mine are that way. It just sometimes there's I my setups. I did when I did that back testing. I marked a win or loss if they were valid setups, but I could still mistake an invalid setup for a valid one if that. You know. And bro, you and I are different in you're going for moves that go for hours, where my trades are going to be over in usually minutes. I think when I was back testing, the longest trade I would have been like 30 minutes. Still moving down here. Hey USC, how are you? Ooh, she's loving it. Now you see the green shaded area and you see the bounce there. It hit a Bollinger. Obviously still a red candle, so not any type of a valid setup. And you're probably gonna hear me talking through my setups more, or at least what I'm seeing on the chart more, so I get more accustomed to not missing the trades that I should take. Hello, Ace. Good morning. Reminder, it's Friday. Yeah, it's hot here too. JC, they went it up to 90 again today. So it's two trades that I did not take. The other thing I'm playing with, and this is just, I have not tested it. I kind of want to, is instead of going for an absolute target, letting the first candle play out. So like on this last one that I was just talking about, based on ATR, my target would have been 7.5. But you can see if I had just let this candle play out, it could have been 12 points. So now the risk of that is that it goes 15 and then bounces back and finishes at 1. So I need to play with that and see how often one's better than the other. I'm sure that heat's going to come roaring back, USC. You'll feel like the dog days of August soon, I'm sure. Morning, JJR. How are you? Blue candle pop here. This is a very chop into this pop. We did get a little red area here on the RSI, which means the RSI dipped below 20. I'm watching this. We'll see where it finishes. It's got still 50 seconds on it. Still below the 9. So not a valid setup at this point. And I'm not taking it. I'm 2 for 2 so far, bro. I agree, JC. It keeps me more present. Sometimes when the chat gets quiet and I'll get quiet and kind of zone out, check email, check news. Excellent, JJR. Very happy to hear that. Blue candle is working. We'll see if I should have taken that. We are just 7 minutes until the bell. But here's what I'm talking about with taking 2 contracts versus 1 contract versus micros. Those 2 trades that I did, you know, I'm up $268, which could be wiped out with 110, not totally wiped out, but mostly wiped out with 1 10-point loss. So if I've been using 2 contracts there instead of 1, then I'll be up like almost 520. And then one trade would not wipe that out. One that goes against me. So that's the next phase. Oh, look at that, pulled back. So that trade would not have hit the 7.5 points I was looking for at this point. So for now, I'm just sitting here. Now, when they're mostly evals, JC, aren't you the one that used to just YOLO all your evals like full port? I mean, I would agree if they were funded. There's only one funded in there, and that one's one I'm not even supposed to be trading with the copier. I mean, yeah, I'm copying 10 accounts right now. So, yeah, I absolutely agree. If I was at 268 on 10 funded accounts, that would be a wonderful day. 'Oh, nope, the blue candle there pops. I would have got my 7.5 points there. This is a valid setup for long, but we're close to the bell. Now, when I did my back testing, the bell didn't really matter. At least I did not consider any trades at the bell, that first candle. But, I wasn't afraid to take a setup 3 minutes before the bell. Yep, and I have 17 funded accounts right now. And if I can all get this all to work, my goal is like 30. Although eventually some of those will end up being consolidated into live accounts. $17, 10 Apex, 5 Top Step, 1 Tradify, 1 Bowenox. I pulled back. Yep, that's what I'm doing.
2 minutes till the bell.
I really want to have a payout by September 2nd. So we're coming up into the bell. I'm trading evals and fundeds at the same time. I'm using a copier now. I won't trade more than 2 to 3 funded accounts at any on any one trade. Any one copy trade. So I'm going to be cycling them. But I actually had a bunch of red days this week after having 2 amazing days last week. I had a bunch of red days, so I was kind of going a little bit slower today. Well, September 2nd, like I said, it's my goal to have one by then. That is the stream anniversary, or the anniversary of the creation of MightyOxTrading. So, copies are pretty good. Oops. I forgot to hit the bell. Four years. Nice pop here. Up to 560. Big candle, 20 points. See, those blue candles led into that. And that's the next thing I need to study is the open to see how often, the triggers actually lead to something at the open. Yep. Yeah. Sad that earn a trade just fell off so badly. I blame it on them firing me as a mod. Still rising, 32 points. I don't know. I literally have not had a sale with them in like 3 or 4 months. Hitting that third band, that's why you see the purple. I mean, it's still the same programs, yeah, but they're still a little. Wow, look at the Dow. Dallas is absolutely on fire. I mean, they still have the same programs, and they have good, the Gauntlet Minis are cool, but they just, between, they switched to intraday once in life funded. They they still have the penalty if you use too many contracts, where most places just, don't allow you to use that too many contracts. Uh, there's no protection if you accidentally hold them to the close like most places. It's just there's just some antiquated stuff with them that they don't. Plus, they don't allow copy trading. Futures desk is very good. They actually have some sort of $29 offer right now on the futures desk. I forgot to look into that. Usually they send me promo materials, and this time they didn't. Pull back here. You see we were touching the third band. Staying above that 100 EMA. See, this would have worked. Still hesitant on some of these setups. That gave me two separate setups. What two separate setups was that? You could see we were actually, it gave me three. We extended on the RSI. We had the green on the RSI, and we had a touch of the Bollinger Band, red candle during that. That would have I could have taken an easy 10 points there. Actually, would have gone 20. Wow. Dow pulls back as quickly as it popped. ES pulled back. And Q trying to decide what it wants to do, though. Wow, look at that. Look at that bounce. Excellent job, RJ. I knew you would. And we're rising up again. Forget what I said overnight high was. Overnight high 583, so we're only about 12 points off that. Gold trying to pop.
Order filled.
You won't see it, but I took a long on gold. It's not on the copy trader. It's only on one eval. Entry is 34.85.7. And Q hits 580 and pulls back. So now I have green on the RSI. I have a Bollinger Band. So I'm looking for a short entry here possibly. But only if it sets up that way. Still going. It's trying for an overnight high touch trade. Copyright RJ Wheel.
Target filled.
Hit my target on gold. In at 34.85.7, out at 34.88.2. That was a 25 tick trade. Getting a purple candle on NQ. Got a minute 30 on it though, so we'll watch it. Thank you, USC. For the target on gold, I simply, let me blow up the gold chart. For the target on gold, I just looked at this prior high we saw right after the bell, and that's what I targeted. And that's what I got. Now you're seeing the white line form. I have not studied how often these setups work on gold, but I know that the blue candles above the 9, purple candles below the 9 seem to work on any asset. So that's why I was confident to take that trade. My purple candle went away on NQ. Still rising. It's a new overnight high. I mean, not a new overnight high. New high day. Trying to get 23,600. Wow, I'm throwing out all kinds of numbers here. There's 600. It's 602. And higher. Can you take us higher? Dow falling. ES rising. Crude oil's kind of choppy. Copper heading up. Since the bell, we're up 60 points on NQ. Gold still rising. AQ rising. Now here's NQ showing me a possible reversal stick. We're in red, we're in green. We're somewhere in between. Short.
Order submitted.
What's my ATR? 15, so we're going for 10. I can move it in time. This was a risky one. It's not dropping. Nope, this one's gonna nail me and take away most of my profit.
Order
Yep,
filled.
there we go. There was my good stop for today. So now I'm right on the day. That's what I love. I should have waited until both the signal line and the RSI line were above 80. And see, I would not be right on the day if I was using 2 contracts on the smaller trades. There's a strong trend up. The signal line wasn't where it needed to be. That was just a dumb trade on my part. That was not something I should have taken. I mean, I would have marked it in the back test as a loss, but by marking the losses, my goal is to filter out some of the potential losses. And this is one of the ones I should have filtered out. The trend was still well up there. It wasn't ready to reverse yet. It didn't even look like it was ready to reverse yet. I just like that long wick. Interestingly, the 3-minute chart's been grinding against the third Bollinger Band now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles. RSI is getting to the extreme at 98.4. But that blue candle, you see how it's floating there? And when I say floating, it's not against the 9. That's why I didn't take that blue candle. I haven't studied those, but I'm more confident in candles when they're touching the 9. Rocket Man. See, I like this setup, and now I'm like all discombobulated. Let's see how it finishes. Oh, yeah, there we go. That's a purple. Nope. Yep. Nope. Yep. Maybe.
Order
Short.
submitted.
Coming down. I just nailed 20 points on a top step account on 3 micros. I haven't set that one up for the new system yet. Ah. What did that touch? 13. Darn it, I would have been my 15 points. I didn't move it up. 15. I need 15. So 20, 23? No, 13. Come back down for me. See, I didn't move my target, and now it bounced on me. Oh, I am so frustrated right now. I would have had a 15-point win, but I didn't move my target. I was watching the top step trade instead. Come on back down. Got 30 seconds on this candle. Depending on what it does, I'll just get out. Coming back down. There we go. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Light my fire. You're really going to pop back up on me? You bastard. There you go. That's better. Make me a happy ox. Struggling at 620. What a fight there. I'm out.
Order filled.
So I'm back to green. That was a 7-point trade. Could have been 15 if I moved my target, but wow, I'm glad I got out where I did there. I just saw it hit 19 and 20 like 7 times and kept bouncing back up. So I just felt like buyers were going to come in there, so I quickly got out. But I would have had my 15 points if I had moved my target quick enough. We're back to green on the day. And that top step trade was a $117 trade on free micros. YM bounced big. Now this blue candle here used to fake me out. I don't think it's going back up. I think it's going to come right back down now. Oftentimes, I'll see a blue candle like that, and look at this. So here it comes. This might be a re-entry for me here. Still got almost 90 seconds on it. Many, many times in the past, I would have taken that blue trade thinking we're going right back up. But most of the time, it would stop me out because it was just like one last ditch, one last effort, last ditch effort. That's what I was trying to say. For buyers to come in and just get knocked back down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. Now watch it go right straight up. Yep, here it comes. So as I'm talking about it, never mind. This time it might go. But the higher percentage play there, this is not going to go. But it looks like it wants to retouch its high. High is now 44 quarter. Touch 43 quarter. Let's see if we double top. Oh, nope, new highs set up to 49 quarter. Up to 6,400 on ES. ES is more green than NQ is at this point. Also at extremes on the RSI. Thank you, JJR. How's your day so far? Here we go, purple candle. Well, it's flirting with purple. It's a purple flirter. Retreats again, back up. Top of the hour coming up.
Order submitted.
Trying a short. In at 40.75, target is 29.75. Nope. Kind of came down, now bouncing back up. Bouncing back up is not a good sign. Fight here is at around my entry of 40.75. Come on, down to 36. There's still 35. There's 33. Come on, 29. I want 29. It's fighting at 34. There's 33. I saw 32. Nope, back up to 36. Another fight. It bounces all the way back up to my entry. Damn it. Hey, no FOMO. Big Woods in the house. Hanging in with this trade. Just doesn't want to give it to me, though. Damn it.
Order.
Damn it. Stopped out, back to red. Frustrating. Dow flying. And now it's going to give me another purple. So made another new high day there at 6:51. Bounces again on the 9. Should have just put my... Well, I thought I did put my target on the 9, but apparently I did not. The 9 moved up, I guess. retreats. Not a valid signal. Oh, thank you. He logs me out every 24 hours. Dow is just straight up. RJ, you getting any of this Dow? Still rising. There's a purple. Can it break the 9? Ooh, see? Right back up. Wow. Spiky. Nope. Back up, back down. All kinds of wacko. That's nice work, RJ. Gold just dumped. Huge dump on gold. U.S. and Russia are said to plan Ukraine deal that cements the Russians' gains. So in other words, this deal will give part of the Ukraine to Russia. Can someone please tell me why this headline is on Financial Juice? Woman in bikini on Hong Kong road crossing gets pulses racing on buses. Is that a short or a long signal? Oh, there's 672. There's 678. Morning, MR. Yeah, Amelia said hi earlier, RJ. My cat just sneezed all over me.
Order submitted.
Fighting at 48. I'm short, by the way, at 54. Yeah, 54. Oh, can't. Come on. Push. Push. Damn you. Really? You got within 2 points of my target there. Now you're going to bounce, aren't you? Come on.
Order filled.
Target hit. What do you know? I got a 13? I meant to get 15, but I apparently can't do math. But I got a 13-point target. We're back in the green. Exactly, Freighter. Because it just gave me a nice win there, Burrell. Trend's starting to bite you in the butt. Eventually, trends end. So far, it looks like it's pulled back 8 points on ES from the top. 9 points now. That was a nice drop there, too. So, the moral of the story on that was I should have waited for the purple candle. And that was one thing I do need to go back and look at in all that testing. Is if the purple candle, when we're up in the green on the RSI or the opposite side on the bottom end, whether that gives a better signal than just the regular red candles. Yeah, he deleted it a while back. I am very, very disappointed in how Zoom handled this whole thing. I am very. I. It's disgusting. Zoom started Thrive Trading, and then he bailed after a month when it didn't flourish like he thought. His partner took over, and it was dead within another month. And he just disappeared, saying, June just disappeared, saying he was tired and he wanted to spend time with family. He wasn't any type of executive with FTT. He was just an employee. He just did customer service. So he wasn't really part of the FTT bunch. Okay, and a mod. And the only mod that actually treated people decently. But even so, it's an employee. It'd be like, it would have been like if if Earn the Trade would have went under while I was a mod in their Discord, you know, goodness knows, I thought that was going to happen a couple of times, but if they'd only listened to me, they could be successful now. Anyway, he had no say in how they ran anything. Dow also gave a even more perfect setup there on that short. Beautiful purple candle up there in the red. That was an excellent setup. That would have worked. I don't think so, MR. Excellent, Amelia. I notice you always come in about an hour later than normal on Fridays too. Why are you clawing my chair? Ah. Do you think something's going to be different on this side of me? Or are you going to sneeze on this leg next? Seems like you got to handle the mouse problem, no thanks to your efforts. NQ sitting at 655. Dow giving another purple candle there. Well, it was. Now it is again. I actually have the Dow in the 3-minute. Interesting. NQ is still grinding. It should be in your credits the next day after you pass, within the next day. Yeah, now the purple candle there on the Dow.
Order filled.
So I took a short on Dow at 44,281. Can't see it. It's only on the take profit eval. It's been a target at 61. No idea why. Just it looks like it's coming back at me now, unfortunately. Shot down to 67. I have no idea what the ATR is on. I don't have an ATR on it. Oh, it's now red on me. Yeah, bouncing on me. Well, get yourself a sausage biscuit. I wouldn't mind the sausage without the biscuit. Yeah, closing that Dow trade. I need to stay away from the Dow. The Dow is evil. And Q popping back up. New highs, 683 half. Coming back down. About 30 minutes left to go in the week.
Order submitted.
And we're going to be back to red again as we get stopped out on this. I think.
Order
Yep,
filled.
there we go. There's my stop. How did I screw that up? Oh, I had my stop at the wrong place. I took an extra 3 points off there that I shouldn't have. Okay, so the one mistake, besides, well, not this one mistake, but there was a blue candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles ago there. That was that was a long signal, and did notice that one. It was above the 9. Wasn't above the signal line, but it was above the 9, and you can see that would have got my 15 points. That was a mistake. Trading week's been red. Frustrating. How we doing, guys? Red, green, or somewhere in between? Excellent, guys. Excellent. AQ did break 700. We're up to 703. Pulling back some now. Slowing down. It's lost a little oomph. working its way down. Morning, Tio. Just hit a $100 trade on top step. 3 micros. On a short. Short I should have taken in this other account, but good. Bounce there. Wow. Stop button is frozen where? Oh. I took a trade with no problem. Keep deciding where it wants to go now. Setting up here for a purple. ES is coming back down to the space station. Didn't really give me a purple. still going to try the short. And I shouldn't have. Why do I go against my rules? Why do I go against my rules? Dumb move. Dumb, 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 dumb. $680 seems to be a support area here. Now it's going. There's a purple. Let's see if it holds. Still got a minute on it. So there's two things I look for. Purple candle below the 9. It's below the signal line. So we'll see if it holds. It's got 30 seconds. It's coming back up. No longer purple. Yep, back to a green candle. We're back above the 9. New purple candle. Where it is holding this 9 right now. There's a drop, but we're seeing a gray area now. Trying to form as we spread on the the RSI. God, I said spread at TOs here. I just hit another I hit a 10-point target on topstep. So that topstep funded account is up 256 today. Now this purple candle is giving me a issue here because I like purple candles and I cannot lie, but I know that RSI is, see, it's their that gray area. So we'll watch it. I'm not going to take it because of red, but probably should have taken it because of how high up the signal line was. This has a lot of ways to go, and now you can see it's starting to work. But we'll see. We'll see what it would have done, or what it is going to do, and if it would have been a good trade or not. Right now, it's going about 6. Went 9. Still trying to push down. Yeah, I would have got my 15 points there if I had taken the purple. And now we're really extended on that RSI. 36 spread on it. Let it go, let it go. A cold never bothered me anyway. Sorry, you said Frozen. Still falling. I've never actually watched Frozen, but I like the song. The song Let It Go is actually on my motivational playlist. But I haven't seen most of the Disney movies like in the last 30 years. I've never seen any of the Toy Stories. I never saw The Lion King. I haven't seen Aladdin. Haven't seen what's that one? Under the Sea with Ariel. The Little Mermaid. Tio's obviously seen these movies. Well, what'd you think of it? We have reached the end of our time together this week. I do want to thank everyone for joining me. Wow. I just noticed a huge drop crude had. I'm not sure what caused that. I didn't see headlines. But anyway, we'll be back on Monday, 8 a.m. Eastern Time for some more great futures trading action. Next week will be action-packed with CPI and PPI. I believe they're scheduled for Tuesday and Wednesday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you then. Bye. 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 Bye.